me Sawran, and rather obviously I am a girl, which means that I don't often get afforded the opportunity to play some of Shakespeare's more famous roles. So I'm going to go big and I'm going to do a monologue from Hamlet. Arguably the monologue. It's certainly the most famous one in the play, probably that Shakespeare has ever written, maybe even the biggest monologue in the world. And I think people are frightened to do this because it is so famous that it's hard to put your own spin on it. And extremely difficult, as you might imagine, to relate to Hamlet's situation. It is very desperate and totally unusual, but that doesn't mean we can't relate to the emotions that he feels because of it. His frustration, his depression, his inability to make a decision is something you can relate to regardless of your gender. To be or not to be. That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, than by opposing, end them. To die. To sleep. No more. And by asleep, to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep. To sleep, perchance to dream. Aye. There's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come. When we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely? Pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns the patient merit of the unworthy takes. When he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would these fardels bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. As conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied over with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment with this regard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action.